ওকে, সবাইকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি বিপ্লবী ছাত্র যুব আন্দোলনের ফেসবুক লাইভের পঞ্চম পর্বে। এবং আজকে যথারীতি আমার সঙ্গে একজন অতিথি রয়েছেন এবং অতিথি রয়েছেন বিদেশি একজন অতিথি। আমি প্রথমে অতিথির সঙ্গে আপনাদেরকে পরিচয় করিয়ে দিচ্ছি। আমার সঙ্গে রয়েছে আমরা যদি একটু বলি মণিপুরের বিপ্লবী ছাত্র সংগঠন সোশ্যালিস্ট স্টুডেন্টস ইউনিয়নের সাধারণ সম্পাদক ভূষণ লংজাম। আমরা মণিপুরকে চিনি ভারতের একটি রাজ্য হিসাবে, কিন্তু এই মণিপুরের একটি অসাধারণ গল্প রয়েছে, তাদের একটা যুদ্ধ সংগ্রামের গল্প রয়েছে। সো ওয়েলকাম Bhushan to our show. So first I say about Manipur. Manipur is a state in India. We know some say it's a northeast India's Kashmir. Others say it's the Switzerland of India, with surrounding hills. Not only its natural beauty, but Manipur is also famous for its continuous history of revolution. What we want to know about Manipur is their battles, the state that is occupied by India, where the rain sound hides the tear of people of Manipur. So today we are going to hear the story of Manipur, and to let us know more, the General Secretary of Manipur Socialist Students Union Manipur, Bhushan Longjam, is joining us in this live stream. So Bhushan, I ask you first question. During the coronavirus situation in Manipur, which problems do the people facing?
Okay, first of all, I thank to comrade for giving me chance to join in this talk. So now, your first question, during this corona situation, what are the what are the problems that our people are facing, right? So now, in Manipur, during this coronavirus situation, we are facing some problems like economically, and some shortage of medical facilities, and some facilities that we have been doing before the lockdown, and some problems in education. In the line of education. So let me explain. First of all, mainly we are facing the problems on the workers.
আমাদের সংযোগটি খুব সম্ভবত কেটে গেছে, আমরা চেষ্টা করছি ভূষণের সঙ্গে সংযুক্ত হওয়ার আবার। ওকে, ইয়া ভূষণ, প্লিজ ওপেন camera.
Camera. Okay. I cannot hear you properly. I think okay, someone is.
Yeah.
Wait.
Bhushan, you listen me.
My video is not coming out. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Please.
Okay. Your voice is very low, so please volume up for you. I mean.
Okay. Now okay.
But your voice is very low.
Now okay. My voice. Can you use a headphone? Any headphone?
I'm not using headphone, but
start. Okay. Can I ask second question, or you?
Wait. Please wait. Okay, let me
Huh.
just. I think okay. Let it be. Your voice is little low, but I will come to the first.
First question. During the coronavirus situation in Manipur, which problems do the people facing?
Okay. Mainly, we are facing those workers and those daily wages workers and migrant workers and those who are running to say their small means of livelihood, like shopkeepers and those who are running small livelihood. So they are facing main problems on them. But for those who are rich, I think the problem is not much difficult for them. But what to say, in our Manipur, more than 33% of the total population are below poverty line. So most of the people are most of the people, their economic condition are very low. So they are facing main problems, mainly to the daily wages workers and those small scale industries and like this. And mainly how they are facing is those shopkeepers and all those persons who are running in small means of livelihood. They for their business, for their small business, they are borrowing money from other investors or something. So during this coronavirus situation, they cannot open their shop, they cannot go to market, so their business are completely fail. So they are facing some economic problems. This is the main problem. And secondly, during this coronavirus situation, we have lockdown and curfew, and all over not only in Manipur, all over the country in India, this curfew was imposed from before. So during this, no one is allowed to go out and buy like normal life, no. So during this, people, we cannot get essential commodities we cannot get easily from the market, as there are curfews and all. So when we go out also, some the state forces, the police and all, they are all around in the road and all over in our area. So we got some inhuman activities like lathi charge and all, those who break down the curfew and came out from the house. Like this situation we get. And next one, the main problem that we are facing here is education problem. All the educational institution and all, everything are shut down due to this coronavirus. And as we have this lockdown, and this is and also in the education sector we are facing problem. And again in the medical facilities and all the main hospitals and all, they are very alert in this COVID-19, and our emergency service and other treatments are not allowed to go. And so we are facing this type of problem also. And the most important one also, sometimes this lockdown and this curfew are relaxed for some few hours and all. So during this, people are coming out to buy things, to buy the essential commodities, and during this, taking a chance, these big businessmen, big shopkeepers, big wholesalers, mainly those wholesalers, they are taking chance by mainly the price hike. Although the government is trying to control the price hike, but they cannot control fully. So the main problem is we cannot get what we want. But if we get also, the price is very high. This is the main problem.
Okay. So which initiative did the government took during this pandemic? Did they take the initiative considering the problems of the mass people? What do you think?
Initiative by the government. Mainly, this the government. I think, truly speaking, our government is they are very late. They are very, very late in taking the initiative for the people. After giving pressure from the civil society organizations, from public, from the pressure of the public and civil society organizations, the government, they are taking off responsibility, they are taking off initiative very lately. I mean, very late. So I before the coming of this coronavirus in Manipur, I think they are what to say, somewhat not like this, somewhat careless or something. We all know that it is reaching India, but before reaching Manipur, we have to take some precautions, some measures we have to take off. But this government, they didn't take. So after the coming of this, I think so far two patients, we got 2 positive cases, but now all are recovered. So at the coming of the first positive case, starting from that time, the government has started full initiative. That full also, we cannot say it is fully safe for the public, because there was very much a lack of medical facilities, and what to say, there was not much quarantine center, not much number of quarantine center. Now only we are developing these quarantine centers and all, and those who are coming from coming back from outside, I mean those stranded citizens, when they're coming back in Imphal, in Manipur, the precautionary measures and the medical facilities were very, very low, and with just testing whether they have fever or not from the airport, they were just sent back to the home, sent back to their house, respective houses, and they were all doing home quarantine. Okay, they were all doing home quarantine, as the government is not providing the adequate facilities for the quarantine center. So after the coming of this, but after that, during this lockdown and all, the civil society organizations and many at different levels, at different levels, at personal levels and organizational levels, all were started working, all were started helping, like distributing the essential commodities, those who cannot come out from home and all. So after that, the government also has also started taking off initiatives like like proper distribution of public distribution system, like rice and dal and those what we need, I mean that essential commodities. After the pressure from the people, from the public only, they have started initiative, but it is very late. Now also I want to say one thing also. Now we have some fear that after this coronavirus, or we don't know how long it will continue, or till what month it will finish. So we have some fear that this coronavirus will continue long, and we will in the near future, I mean in this coming months, we will face some economically deprived, I mean in economic crisis. One is that some condition may be coming off. We are just expecting, but till now the government is not telling anything about the telling any precautionary any measures that can help in our economic crisis. So this is the main thing.
Okay. During this corona situation, how did the revolutionaries stand by the side of the Manipuri people?
Here, okay, at different level and different organizations in Manipur, we have different communities. More than in Manipur we have 33 different ethnic groups. So we have different organizations at different community level, at group, at local level, at state level, and we have different organizations. So most of the organizations they are working in with an revolutionary idea and revolutionary idea at any level. I mean in local level, in district level, or in state level. So all are working at their different level. How they are working is like this, in like helping to the poor, like contributing to the relief fund,
like contributing to the relief fund, and again distributing essential commodities like rice, oil, dal, etc., and distributing like hand sanitizers and masks. And what we need now to fight this coronavirus is only to follow the lockdown and what we to use masks and all now. So these things what we need during this coronavirus situation. So these organizations, I mean these organizations and civil societies organizations and all, they are helping in distributing these things to the people, and again helping in social distancing and all. Like this they are helping much. Like this they are helping, and what to say, everyone is helping now in this situation. Everyone is helping in their best level, and those who are living in the hill, those who are living in the hill, they are coming down to the valley, and they are helping what they have, they are sharing to the valley, and valley people also what they have, they are sharing to the hill people. Like this we are all helping in our own level.
Okay, in the context of Manipur, what do you think could change in the recent future?
Truly speaking, here in this, as I also mentioned earlier, now we are mainly facing the economically we are mainly facing the economic condition, and as I also already answered in the first question, now we are facing those economic conditions and about the price hike and all. So but here in Manipur we are not facing much from the virus. I mean, we don't have case, or we don't have the case on negative case, on confirmed case. No? I mean on positive case, sorry, on positive case we don't have so far. Before we have two cases, but now all are recovered. So we are not facing the virus problem here, but we are facing the economic condition, and the main one what we are expecting is also in this coming months, we will be suffering from a great economic crisis. Mainly, as I also mentioned earlier, we the people of Manipur are not are in what to say, in backward condition. Nearly 33% of the total population are in BPL. Again, more in the those weaker sections are more in hill area also. But now again, the essential commodities what we get here in Manipur are mainly imported one. So due to this coronavirus, all the roads and all transport all the transport facilities are also locked, are also all closed. So we will face some economic, mainly the economic crisis we will face. And mainly what to say about the education also, till date, all the school, college, institutions are all closed. But here in the government has started some policy, one policy of online of uploading of book on online. But here, we all are in Manipur is mainly of remote areas. So how far it will reach to the student? This is the main question. How far it will reach to the
same
student?
problem in Bangladesh now facing Bangladeshi
students. And again, this is another one. And the main problem, this is for inside. This is only inside Manipur. But those who are staying in outside Manipur, but staying inside the mainland India, they are facing, apart from this coronavirus, they are facing another problem of racism. From before we are facing this we are facing this problem of racism in the mainland India, as we are culturally different from the mainland India. We are somewhat like they say when we go to mainland India, they will say we are Chinese and Nepalese or like this. So as this virus is originated from China, and we are somewhat like Chinese people, they are thinking that when we are coming, and those who are staying in Delhi and in mainland India, when our Northeast people are coming in there, are going to their place, they are just telling us coronavirus is coming and like this and all. So this is the main problem of racism. Now, from before onwards, we are facing racism, but now from the coming of this coronavirus, we are again we are the problem of this racism is more and more increasing. But we don't know after this again we don't know after this coronavirus, this racism also will increase, we think, because
Thank you.
they believe that the main problem is the Chinese and the Chinese government and the Chinese government and the Indian government. They in the international level also, we know that they are not in much good relation. So they think that we Northeast and China are somewhat same. So when we go, they are treating as coronavirus. So this racism, this condition will continue in the future also, I think. So this is the main problem. Those who are staying in the those who are staying outside in Manipur. So the main problem is racism in the outside. And again, inside Manipur, we are facing economical problem and those price hike. So these are the things. So in the future, these problems will increase, I think.
Okay, Bhushan, one question from Facebook. Abdul Momin want to know, is the government fulfilling the responsibility of the people in home quarantine?
Sorry, please repeat again. Your voice is very low.
Okay. Is the government fulfilling the responsibility of the people in home quarantine?
Fulfilling the responsibility of people. Oh, I got. Is the government fulfilling the responsibility of people in home quarantine?
Okay.
Okay. Before the as the state government, we don't have much. As the state government, they are not preparing more adequate numbers of quarantine center, so they prefer home quarantine from before. They prefer home quarantine, but 2-3 days back, we those who are staying in northeast state, those who are staying in northeast state, mainly in Guwahati, mainly in Guwahati, those stranded citizens who are staying in Guwahati, they by the initiative of government, they have started to come to Manipur, and now they are in the quarantine center. But we are not sure that if those stranded citizens, those who are staying outside Manipur, if they come at one time, if they come back to Manipur at one time, I think will not have adequate quarantine center. So they are preferring home quarantine. And then once again they are doing like this, if they are testing those who are coming from outside, they're doing they are testing the blood sample. Then if they are negative, then they are doing for home quarantine. And by the initiative of at the district level also, what they are doing is those who are doing home quarantine at home, those who are doing home quarantine, so they are supplying from the district level, from district magistrate, they are supplying essential commodities by direct home delivery service. But now I think it will be a good news today. The government of Manipur, they have one cabinet meeting today, and they took some decisions. I will not read out all the decisions, but let me say something about related to this quarantine. They said not those who are staying in mainland India, not in Northeast, so they will take all the responsibilities to bring them to reach Northeast state, and those who are from Northeast state, they will I think they will those who are they are taking main responsibility for those who are staying in outside the Northeast state. So they will bring all the they will take all the responsibility to come to reach Northeast. And after they reach Northeast, then I think from Northeast we can go and take from by bus and all, by some special arrangement they are arranging, and like this they are doing. But I think if they are coming at one time in Manipur, there will not be much home quarantine. So mainly the government, they are preferring home quarantine.
Okay, Bhushan, this is last question. I think we have not much time. Tell something about your national struggle.
Okay, it is a. I think if I narrate the whole story, it will be very long. But I will do some. I will take. I will say some main points. So
Okay.
in our history, of Manipur, about the national struggle, we started this narration from our comrade Irabot. During in 1940s, comrade Irabot he started left movement in Manipur. He started a left movement in Manipur, aiming to build a socialist state. I mean, this Manipur is a socialist state. So, he started from 1940s and till 1950s, following his death. So during this decade, the first national struggle of Irabot to build a socialist state, it was there. Okay. Then after this, he later on he went underground, and after he died in Burma. Then after his death, this struggle was suppressed by the government. Then again, those who follow those who are accompanying with Comrade Irabot, some will come to normal life, and some join to other political parties, and some started joining to this in the 1950s. We were merged to India, so some started joining, working with Indians and all. So his initial struggle was finished. Now after this, starting from 1960s, different national movements, different struggles were coming out. Both armed struggle and non-armed struggle were coming out. Then again, from there, later on, again, as the struggle is coming off, the Indian government, they started using this AFASPA, Armed Forces Special Powers, again the state repression, and many many activities and many powers were given to the forces, to the armed forces, and state torture and all, many violence, many things were coming off in our state, and till 2000s, till 2000s. Then not only this is the torture, and this is the state violence. Not only this, in this Armed Forces Special Power Acts, many fake encounters were created, many lives were lost. Those who were known and unknown life were lost. And so after this, some democratic organizations, some revolutionary organizations were also coming off, were also increasing. And again, as you know, we have different communities, 33 ethnic groups, 33 communities are here in Manipur. So for all these communities, not all, but majority of these communities, they also started their own struggle. They have started their own struggle. Again, after that, in the early, in the late 2000s. Okay, before coming this, let me say again one thing. After the AFASPA, again, what to say, the Indian government, the men in the central government, they were, from before, they were trying to defend our full economic condition and everything. We are now they are trying to defend our full economic condition to them, like full economic condition to them. But so what they did was success. Success means now we are depending our whole livelihood, our everything to them. So everything is under the control of them. So this in this economic what to say dependent. Now we are economically dependent on them. Everything we are dependent on them. Then after this, not only this, they are trying to rule. Now, not only trying, they have succeeded. This also they have succeeded. Divide and rule in this community. We have different communities. We have different communities. So among these communities, they are doing divide and rule policy, and the communal harmony and the peaceful coexistence that was between our community, different community. Now it was broken. It was completely destroyed by the central government. So now this is the divide and rule policy of central government. So, but we are trying to overcome all this. So we are trying to overcome all this. So these are the main problems what we are facing in the national struggle. But now in the late 2000 this torture and this violence of AFSPA is reduced. It is reduced as not only in Manipur, in whole international level also. This human rights activists and many human rights activists were coming out, and so with the coming out of all this AFSPA and this violence are quite low as compared. But the repression, the state repression is still going on. I mean, from not only this present government, from before this from before, this atrocity is just still continuing. I mean, it's still continuing here. Now the direction of repression is now changed. Before it was armed repression. Now it is changed to cultural transformation. Now it is changed like what to say, cultural transformation. I mean, ideologically based. What to say? With the coming of this new government, now systems are completely changed. Like ideologically based, mainly in religious base or some fundamentalist views are coming up very higher, and cultural transformation. Mainly, we are facing cultural transformation in our indigenous people from the central government. Again, there were very big issues about CAA and all. But this
NRCC.
CAA is NRCC and CAA. But this CAA is what to say? It is a big threat. It is a big threat to the indigenous people of Manipur. Yeah. So like this, from 1970s, 80s, and now the direction of represent the direction of struggle movement, how to defeat our struggle. They are trying to defeat our national struggle movement. So the direction from armed repression now changed to cultural transformation and all like this. But here still we are continuing our national, our our struggle, our movement. So now we are trying to get more unity among our communities, and now we are building up, I think, as compared to past years. Now we are in a good stage, I think. This
is last question.
No, I mean,
for
good,
you.
Good stage means not in the way of repression, but in the struggle. I mean, in the struggle, we are coming together. We are bringing more unity, and we are working more. And I think it is coming towards. Coming forward.
Okay, this is last question from Facebook. I think you see this question from Abdul Momin. You want to know what steps do you think need to be taken to resolve the corona crisis?
From my opinion, now, what steps do you think need to taken to resolve the corona crisis?
Yeah.
Let me know this corona crisis is about the virus or about the situations situations that we are facing from the corona. What is that?
I think corona crisis. He means virus.
Virus, no? I think for this virus, as we know from the recommendation of the World Health Organization, we all know social distancing and
No. He means
social
situation. He means situation.
Huh?
He means situation. Right. Yeah.
Oh, situation. Okay. For this situation, I think as in Manipur, we are most of the people are in economically low condition. So the present government should take of the appropriate measures to fight this crisis. Mainly, we are facing the crisis of economy, and we are facing the crisis of economy, and another one, what I said before, another one in those who are staying outside racism. So I think the main responsibility is the government. So the main responsibility, they should take off the proper responsible step that economy means but now they are what to say, those essential commodities and all, they are giving, they are distributing, but how long they will distribute? This is the question. How long they will distribute? And the main problem is those who are suffering from economical condition, they don't have time. They don't have permission to go out and work, and no place for, and no workplace and all. So I think in this situation, the government should take off the proper measure to fight this crisis. I think everything is depending on the government. Let me give this to the government, because even we are not allowed to go out and work, then how we will come? So I think this situation, in this situation, the government should take and should discuss properly and should take the best measure to fight.
Okay, our time already over, Bhushan. So thank you to join us. Okay, আমরা আজকের মতো বিদায় নিচ্ছি, আর আমরা 9টার দিকে আবারও ফিরে আসবো। আমাদের সঙ্গে থাকবেন জ্বালানি বিশেষজ্ঞ বিডি রহমতুল্লাহ। আর আজকের অনুষ্ঠানটি আমরা চেষ্টা করব বাংলায় অনুবাদ করে সকলের উপস্থাপনের জন্য খুব দ্রুতই পেজ থেকে শেয়ার করার জন্য। থ্যাংক ইউ ভূষণ। Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.